Ladies and gentlemen, how are we? I've got a few new goodies to go through. You'll be able to see down the bottom. It's a new set of darts from Harrows Nobles. A new set of darts from Harrows called the Nobles. I ordered them from Avid Darts down on the Gold Coast. And they're brilliant stuff by them. I ordered at 12 o'clock yesterday and it was here 9 a.m. this morning. So excellent. I've got one game to go this week, then finals. So a little bit of time to get used to it. So what we'll do is, now these guys have sent me some flights on the house. They're a very wicked looking flight. I'm going to give them a whirl later. Almost greenish see-through, and I love green, so that's pretty mad. They are a Victory XS100, so I'll look them up and I'll have a bit of a browse at what they're like. They feel pretty good. Standard shape, which is perfect. So I did buy one other thing. Bought this one. Was going to try something different, a different brand, because I'm not huge on anything Mission have ever done. I don't know why. I should just give it a whirl. But I prefer sort of your Win-Mau for accessories and things like that. But, yep, 12 darts. Considering it like that, it's going to neaten up my table nicely instead of having them all going. So I'll have the four most popular set ready to rock and roll. So that's cool. You'll see that later in the video when we have a throw of these new darts. So we're not going to do your standard tacky unboxing where I read the whole box to you and we go through how cool the packaging is, because packaging is pretty cool. Nice looking box. But that's not what the important thing is. The important thing is the darts. So I've stuck with 24 grams. What I wanted to do is go through quickly before we set them all up is the reason for the purchase. So if you have a look, let me get set up properly here. At my last two sets. So this will be my last Harrow set before I probably move on and have a look at something else. So hold on to your hats. This is the Ice and the Magnum. Now, the Ice is listed at about 6.8 mil thickness, and the Magnum was about 6.5 at 24 grams. Now, as you can see, when I did a video on these ones, I talked about the grip being like a fine sandpaper. They're 97% tungsten, this one. This is the Magnum, and it's the most amazing dart I ever threw in my life. I absolutely loved it. This one here is the Ice. It's still a great dart. It's a bit thicker, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer the narrow dart of this one. And the grip is very aggressive, people call it, and not as subtle but there as the Magnum. I still like it, but I prefer the Magnum. So you'll ask, why don't I just use the Magnum? Well, that grip was so fine and in such a standard shaped barrel. In a month, it's gone. It's very slippy now. Yeah, it's almost non-existent. But all good. And you would see the video I did on all my darts about the shape of them all being very similar. So what I've done is I've gone with something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up facing slightly downwards. Hello, how are you all? Hold on to your hats. Don't get vertigo on me. Now I'm going to set you up, as I said, facing downwards so we can have a better look at the new darts. That's me crutch. You don't want to see that. So there you are. With a leg in the way. There's those two darts. I'll leave them there just for a bit of a look. Now, here is the Nobles. So as you'll see, if I bring you up close and it should focus, there is a bit of a notch through here. Now, I spoke about the Simon Whitlock darts and how I don't like that because you can only hold it one way. This is a lot bigger than the Whitlock ones. So that gives you a little bit more freedom. You can hold it right there at the front of it, right in the middle of it, probably towards the back of it. A bit more freedom than the Whitlock ones, which is just right there and very much towards the front of the dart. These ones aren't towards the front of the dart. They're very much towards the back here. So they're a good-looking dart, nice colour to them. But what I'm excited about is that grip there, which is where your main grip is, and even this one up the front, is so similar to when I initially grabbed the Magnum. But it's a bit more pronounced, and hopefully that shape, especially in here, that's not going to get hit too often right in there where I'm probably going to be gripping it. So yeah, that won't die down as often. If I could afford it, I would buy the Magnum, just buy 5 sets at a time and continue to buy them, because at 97% tungsten, they flew through the air like an absolute boss. So I'll quickly put them together. We might even throw these green flights that they gave me. So they've just used the Super Grip Carbon, stems, like they always do on basically all their darts nowadays. Which is good for me because that's the only ones I use. We'll just double check that they're the same length. Yep, same length as the ones I'm using. You do get a Harrows Noble flight with these darts, but I'm not going to use them. I'm going to put these special green ones on. As much as I love green, not on my darts too much, so I'll use them, but it wouldn't be a permanent thing. So I will at least show you the flights you get, because they're cool looking. It's a bit of a dusty bronze colour, this dart, which is not something I thought I'd ever go with. So there's the Harrows Noble flights that you get. They're pretty cool, but we're not going to use them. We're going to put on these green ones. I'm going to try and put on these green ones and see how they go, because as I said, they look pretty bloody cool. And voila, new darts. So they look pretty cool. They look a bit fat. As I said, they are considerably fatter. So what I was hoping for, let's get it to focus. Come on, baby. Focus for me. Focus on my darts. No, not playing my game. If I hold it really still. Let's just put it down. That should focus enough there. So, as I said, it's listed at 7.1 mil fat. This than the Nobles, which is a little bit fatter than I would have hoped for, but it's not through here. Sorry. It's not through the middle there, and it definitely tapers away more than the other darts. More than any dart I've ever had tapers away, except the Whitlocks. So yeah, where I'll be gripping it, over here, and a finger down there, it's definitely quite a narrow dart in the areas that count for me. And hopefully, no grippage lost. There we go. That's what I want to get it to focus on that. So yeah, quite a nice looking dart. No focus again. There we go. But as I said, it's going to be very much only grip it in one spot, which I'm okay with. I'm trying to chase a bit more consistency in my throw at the moment anyway. So we're going to go have a throw and see how they go. Alright, so here we are, guys. We've got the darts. The more I look at these, the more I really like them. If you look at them there, hopefully it focuses. Doesn't really want to do that, it's a bit better back here. I really like that colour scheme that's got going on. That sort of dusted bronze look about it. I'm going to try and bring it up. Get it nice and close. There you go. That's beautiful. As I said, this grip here, it feels really nice. This one here is also really good as well, but this is just really, in my finger, just rests a tiny bit there. Those green flights, they look pretty cool too. I'll hold that still as well. So they won't last very long. Not many flights do. Hopefully they last a little bit longer than some standard flights. The Harrows one seems to last quite a while. That was the reason I changed to Harrows, is purely based on their standard flights. These Super Grip carbon stems, you can hit them with a bus and they'd probably survive. So, as I said, completely different shape to a lot. So I've got the Winmore Stratos here, which was one of my favourite darts back in the day. And you see the difference there. The grip is just about gone in these ones. So when I grip it, and it's not too bad, but it's definitely not as good as this. And it's just a completely different shape. And I'm hoping that around there, I'm going to grip it. I'm going to start right in the middle. Then I'll do a couple right at the back of that little notch. You'll see it there. And then I might do a couple with it, like towards the front of that notch, but I don't think I'll go towards the front. I'll definitely be closer to the back. But yeah, so far I really like the look of them. You can see this here. This is looking pretty stretchy too. All my darts in there. That looks nice. That's going to end up my table a bit better. Yeah, let's set the cameras up and we'll have a quick throw and see how they go. Hopefully I can do something okay. So this is it's a drastic change in what I normally throw with, so hopefully we get something okay out of it. That's horrendous. .30, so not a great start, but as I said, it's so different to what I'm normally using with the straight barrelers. Lady fires. 30 again. .45, so they are a bit all over the place at the moment, but that's me, not the darts. The darts are flying pretty well, they feel pretty good. They're all coming out of the hand relatively consistently. Like sometimes, a lot of the times I'll have those two that both felt pretty good, and then I'll have a real snatchy one that just goes like that, sort of. That's not there at the moment, and it's going to be because I'm getting a consistent grip, hopefully. That's a better dart, a good guide. It's gone too high. 100, there we go, so that's better. It'll definitely take a little bit of getting used to, and I've got to decide whether I use them in my next match, which is in the next 2 or 3 days. If I can get enough practice in time, or whether I stick with the Harrows Ice. But they're definitely consistent. All three are coming out of the hand nice and consistently. There's no issue there. And I like that it's all, the grip's going in the same spot. It's definitely something I like. And I think I'll throw one more set and I'll grab the Whitlock darts, which is what I was talking about earlier, with the notch in them, and how different the notch is. I'm definitely, that's another ton, so they're coming out okay. I'm definitely a bit towards the back of the dart as a gripper. If I throw with at the front, it just flops around a bit too much. So watch. Just doesn't really go anywhere near where I want it to. And so if you get these two and put them, oh, that's the wrong camera, Rufus. I'm sitting there trying to get it to focus for you on the wrong camera. So you've got the Whitlock ones on top there. You'll see that notch is what I was talking about. And you cannot, it was really difficult for me because that's not where I can grip a dart. I don't grip it there, and there's only one spot because it's such a small notch. These have a big, deep notch, meaning I can have it at the back of that, I can have it right in the middle, I can have it right to the front. It's probably going to be more sort of towards probably right in the middle actually, I reckon. Well, that finger doesn't sit like that anyway, it's sort of in there more. But that one's where it normally is. And these ones, as I said, it's just very much in the front. So one thing I do struggle with these Whitlocks, I'm having 3. It's a while I was throwing, so I'll throw 3, grabbing onto that notchy bit. Now Simon says that he has 2 fingers resting on the barrel, but that's just definitely something that I can't do. So I'll just bring you back to here. So this camera's going. I need a cameraman. So this is with the Whitlocks in that notch. So I generally can get these 1 or 2 to go relatively straight. So you got, but they definitely sit down a bit. So if I can bring, I probably can't. If I can bring that camera up, I would. What we'll do is I'll bring the other camera around, and you'll be able to see the angle that those darts are sitting at. So that's level with the T20, and you can see the darts that there would be level with the T20. You can see the darts are sitting down, and so it's completely different to how I normally throw. And that's how they always sit when I throw like that. So all we'll do is we'll bring it back again. And I'm going to grip, different camera. This is what I had to do for a while because these were the only darts I had. I had to go on the back and the front over that notch. And this was really difficult. And the amount of darts I dropped, I was worse than Gavin Price trying to throw like this. And it was just wild. Like that looks pretty good, but you definitely can see the difference. And that's frustrating that they worked so well, both those throws. You see the angle difference, definitely sitting up in the board more. That's how I like to throw. I feel much more comfortable when they're doing that and not sitting down. Focus. Focus, focus. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, different style, but similar in my eyes, the Whitlocks and those Harrows Nobles. But definitely, if I'm being honest, look, I'll probably, looks-wise, these ones, as cool as they could be, they are a little bit tacky looking, in my opinion. Focus, 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 focus. Focus on me, baby. Doesn't want to do it. We'll try to fix that. Just bear with me. Come on. Doesn't want to do it. It's a pain in the butt. There you go. So that, it's cool as it could potentially, it's a little bit tacky. These were quite nice when I first got them, even though I'm not really into yellow. Focus, 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 focus. There you go. Not really into yellow, but they were quite cool. They still do look pretty cool. These, they feel tacky, but they do look quite nice, I think. But really, these would be the best looking darts I've ever owned. The shape is pretty cool. It's different to what I'm used to. As I said, I'm normally a straight barrel guy. There we think we'll fix that. Fix that. Gotta get my hand out of the way so that's got something to focus on. But anyway. Focus, focus, focus. Doesn't want to do it. It never wants to do it when I ask it to do it. There you go. Maybe you've got to cover the top. Like that gold look, as I said, is really, really nice in my opinion. That dusty gold look. Almost bronzy type old bronze look. As I said, these green flights, they won't stay for long, but I think they look pretty cool. So yeah, see if you can catch them flying past. No, you can only get your hand. We'll just throw all four of these different darts I've got. So all in all, they're a pretty good set of darts, and as I've discussed earlier, it was a different shape that I was looking for. I'll grab them back. I'll grab all four back, and we'll grab one more of a different set. And we'll just show you. So the reason for it was simply, as much as I'm also trying to improve my darts, that's four different sets, all similar shapes. The two windmill ones, which are on the left and second middle, so here and here, they're the windmill. They've definitely got a more bullet point style end, and then you got more of a pencil style end on the two Harrows, but all very, very similar shapes, very similar lengths. As much as this is a similar length, it's a very different shape, so I thought it's time to try a different shape, let you guys know how it goes. As I said, it's probably the last of the Harrows that I'm going to give a whirl. I do think I'm going to like these, so we'll see how long that lasts, and then I'm not sure. Next I'll probably move on to either Shot or Red Dragon, one of those two, and see what I can come up with. As I said, I'm not too flash on anything overly expansive. This is as expansive as I was willing to go. but just a little notching and tapering towards the front. Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. And I'm going to like these darts, I reckon. What we'll do is we'll come back in maybe a month's time and we'll revisit the difference between all my Harrows darts after a couple of months and all my Windmill darts after a couple of months, and just see how they're holding up. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's keep on going. Can't wait for the World Series. By the time you watch this, a little bit over, but I can't wait. I can't wait for the World Cup. So let's get some darts happening.